Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Mind Over Magic. So, last time we had really gone over kind of the basics of it. So what we're going to be doing this time is classrooms and students. Since, you know, we've already established a nice little school here, I think what we'll be doing is probably pushing this fog back here a little bit once everyone's done resting up. And then kind of going over the classrooms and all that good stuff. So, before we do, we can have a look at Alexandra here. Magic and combat, as you can tell, they are completely useless at the moment because they're going to level up through basically classrooms, learning. It's primarily classrooms is essentially where they get all of their magic from. However, you can tell that they have 2 earth and 2 air as well as 3 lightning wands. So they are kind of the, once they're fully leveled, they're going to be at the same level of our current staff here. What we can do, you'll see summon a gifted student, arcane scroll, adept scroll, and a staff member must, with a lightning skill of 3, must be the one to summon them. So currently we do not have anyone who has that ability yet until Alexandria becomes a staff member. So, you know, getting a little bit of research done is not a bad thing to have our friend here doing, but it's certainly, you know, going to be more helpful once we have a dedicated researcher in Alexandria. Or Alexandra, sorry. So no research has been selected yet because we just got the basic rituals in. And when it comes to the rituals, that will be something that we're going to be building on hopefully a little bit later. And wonderful, they're just absolutely knocking out all of these void caps right away. And once, okay, perfect. Everybody is pretty much up. So we can go Superior Repel Fog. Now we've got plus 40 Repel, 40 Repel, and 40 Repel. That is because we are currently using the Superior Repel Fog, because I believe Fog, just in general, has, Repel Fog has a base of 10, Superior is 40. So the ritual is performing, and we're gonna watch this fog essentially shoot right on back, because instead of 30 repel, we're getting 120. So, boom. So now all of a sudden we have a whole bunch of new resources and all that good stuff, rocking and rolling. I think we can definitely get kind of the stone out as fast as we can. And then over here, if we just want to knock out these trees, that would be brilliant, and these ice flowers. So you'll notice that all of a sudden here, class begins. Alexandra is casting Earth. Boom, already a level 1 Earth here as done quickly, so now is going to be casting for Air. So you'll notice that we currently have a plus 40% of Earth, Nature, and Lightning, and that is based off of their skill levels. So obviously it's going to be a little bit slower for Lightning, but that's not a bad thing. We'll be able to get that onwards and upwards. So boom, full learning. So that means that now when we recruit her, she will have extra damage to attack spells. So what I think we'll do now is probably, frankly, just get another lightning wand here. So we'll just tap this one here. That way we can have guaranteed and dedicated research staff, because research is a huge part of this game that we're not going to be able to do much with. And the reason why I'm getting 2 students as fast as possible will be clear soon. And this foggy crystal is awesome because it can give you one of all of these items here randomly, and those only appear on areas that have been kind of subsumed by the fog for an extended period of time. Great, we are doing a wonderful job here, just kind of getting everything rocking and rolling. We can also harvest this wormweed, a lot of harvesting going on here. So here we can check. So has already mastered or reached the maximum amount of fire learning that they can do. And I think what we can do here is through furniture, we now have a new ritual sigil, so we need some iron. Iron can be achieved or mined through these mineral deposits, or further down in the underschool, which will be something that I will be showing you guys off in just a little bit here. So rituals, summon a student, a lightning wand, absolutely. And we'll get this rocket and roll, and we'll have 2 kind of lightning-focused students, which will be quite nice. They also deal a decent amount of damage in combat, though the one that I've been enjoying most is both fire and air for combat. So bada bing, bada boom, baby. And we're grabbing all this iron that we possibly can. And then I would say we can probably start knocking out some of these dire rats as well. And we will most likely be expanding over in this area. This can be our garden. Since we can't yet move our Founder's Grave, at least not... I'm an idiot. Alright, so we're learning. So I think we will be just moving things on over this way then. I can't believe I've played this game now for 6 or 7 hours and had no idea you could move the Founder's Grave. But you can. I thought it was weird, out of all things, that that would be the one thing that they wouldn't be able to move, but that's alright. So, what we can do here is then open research. Ritual accessories could be nice. I don't think it is currently the most important thing to have. Getting some rustic dining, and just essentially researching everything that doesn't require... that does not require any scrolls is a good choice. So what do you have? Honeyed gruel, defensive duelist without any ally going unconscious, or be full rested and relaxed at the same time. Not bad, not bad. But once again, a lot of these students are not going to be long-term students. Because ultimately, at least from what I've seen, in order to make real progress, you want either gifted students or students with higher wand levels, because at least according to the research that I've done and kind of just my general experience with the game, there is no real way to switch wands. Wands are dedicated to students, and unless there's something I'm missing, that's just not going to be changing much. It's also kind of a good way to just kind of keep students and whatnot kind of a little more unique. Build copy. We'll build another cot here. I would like to get a proper dormitory set up for these guys soon. So what I might do is, yeah, since there's no rain, we can actually demolish that roof. Perfect. So we're gonna demolish and then just kind of slap this on. We'll lose kind of the classroom strength for a little bit. Ooh, Dion's. Harvest that, please. I do not want our classroom to be a mess, so... And I think, frankly, what we might also do is just... Yeah, so that's been destroyed, that's good, so let's demolish this roof as well. Just really kind of upping the ante here, shall we say. Because I would like to try and hopefully find a way to ensure that this all works. Roof is being replaced. Have small stairs. We can rotate with R. Great, so we'll place that in the back. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but we will fix this all up. Great, and we still keep that lofted. Excellent. This can be our little ritual room for the moment. Certainly not going to be what I would call interesting or special, but it works. Great, we do have a little path through there. It's disintegrating, that's fine. If someone could please get rid of it, that would be lovely. Because the ritual room is going to be our next big step here, so... Furniture, yeah, ritual sigil, we just need some more viscera, which luckily our dear friends the dire rats have a tremendous amount of stuff. Yeah, so we'll just let that be as is for the moment. Construction. It's gonna look real goofy for the moment, but until we can get some proper supports and things like that, which we can research shortly. Not shortly, but we'll be able to research at some point. But have we been able to... Okay, no. So no one's researching just yet, but that's all right. We will get there when we need to get there. No sooner, no later. Great. And so they're just shooting these poor little rats here. Dire rats. And boom, honey gruel eater. Awesome. So that was Balthazar. Ooh, and another dull crystal. So let's try and knock this out. And you'll see here, shrink is a small occult rug, but it says shrink, which means that it's currently just an item. It's not actually providing benefits to a room until you actually place it in a room. So I'll probably put it right here in our workshop. And then we can see who could do a little bit of research. Gertrude, how about you prioritize that on a fairly high level? Fog is advancing, but we still have plenty of room before they actually roll on through. We can harvest that later on. And then our students actually also have kind of a separate area. They can't do anything particularly helpful. However, they are great haulers, and when we get to beast care, tenders. They're very, very, very good at that stuff. Ooh, and the Croa. If we could have someone hunt that. Because these guys, their whole existence is just to eat your stuff. To eat your plants, eat whatever is there, they will attempt to consume. And then we can mine that when ready. believe we have enough room for one more student. But what kind of wand would we like? Nature, lightning, dark. An air wand might actually be quite nice for the moment. Fire, also really good for just pure damage. I'd say probably fire. Because that'll help us a lot with the hunting, because we are going to need a little bit of help to hunt, just so we can kind of keep the vermin and whatnot to a far more sustainable level. So chop these trees down, but we've got plenty of folks. We have a person who's really good at nature, and everyone's decent at it, at the very least. But now soon, everyone will awake to the beautiful sound of productivity. So down here, we are able to unlock the underschool. How are we doing magic-wise? Everyone's doing decently magic-wise. We do want to probably wait until they're in good shape. Rain is incoming, so we are going to want to just ensure that everything's okay. Everyone is working, which is great, so let's summon a new student. Let's get Luna in on this. We'll select a... Oh, we got a free nature wand. Let's have a dedicated hunter. Would be pretty nice. We'll get there. And there. See? It pulled it off just fine. And do we have enough for our ritual here? Furniture, ritual sigil. Excellent. This is a crappy ritual room, but we will make it better later on. Great. So far, so good. We do have some gutberry soup. I think we can up that to 10 now that we have significantly more folks kicking around. Rustic dining will be a great pickup for us. Will really help everyone's convictions stay a little bit higher. So high. Boom. Two of those. And then the garden, we can now get some bitter rice plot. I think we will start building that over here. Gutberry is always a good thing to just have kind of like kicking around. But bitter rice I found is really sustainable and, you know, helps mitigate, at the very least, a good amount of the irritation that a lot of folks feel. So perfect. We have an assembly hall, lofted and private. Okay, 2 lightning. Okay, we have 2 folks with 2 lightning. I think we can unlock the school, the underschool here. So this is where you get all of your initial scrolls, aside from, you know, graduating people and whatnot. So here we are. And graduating, we'll probably be doing that relatively soon with Alexandra. So exploring is where the battles begin. And can we actually hire staff? No, fully trained, and we do not have enough adept scrolls. So I think we're going to wait until these folks are fully trained, which should be relatively soon. class ends. Yeah, we just need one fully trained Alexandra, and then I'll be able to kind of show you guys our next steps here. Perfect, and we're getting a good amount of bitter rice ready. We can harvest these gutberry vines. And I think we can start doing 1, 2. And then these guys we can simply demolish. Perfect. So once again, it's really just about kind of like maintaining a good flow. It's a little bit difficult to do anything super exciting at the moment, but we will very, very quickly be there. Because we are going to be delving into the spine here relatively soon. And then from there, we'll have our first taste of combat, which is never a bad thing. And I would say it's certainly probably one of the least developed areas, but they're of the game. But I have encountered a boss or two, or an underboss. And so there is a tremendous amount of potential, if nothing else. Oh, so are these... Oh, these are all pretty much full. Okay, so let's try and build some more. Perfect. So we'll be able to build this while everyone rests. We are currently at our school maximum of folks, but that's fairly excellent. Green wall torch is broken. How? It was damaged by a spectral croa. Okay. A spectral croa are essentially these little wee bastards that show up in the middle of the night and literally just break your stuff and leave. So they're not what I would say dangerous, but they are deeply irritating. And we need some viscera. So yeah, we need to start getting our viscera production up and running. I should... Yeah, so we will build just a few here. Because ultimately our... there's going to be a lot of... Actually, Dion's, if you could harvest these two, that would be great. Thank you, thank you. And of course... Alright, well, I'll see you in a little bit. Seems like you're more focused on... getting the light going, but that might be because Hall would be part of it. It's fine, and we're still munching on some gutberry, that's fine. So priority for you, Hall, is maybe a little too high. Let's also get Cook up with you. So no research has been selected as of yet. That's all right. Alexandra is learning relatively quickly about the lightning wand here. Good. So once she gets a little star, that'll indicate that she's fully trained, and then will be able to be hired as a staff or graduated, depending on what you're doing. Staff, hiring as a staff essentially means we get an extra staff member, very positive. If you graduate them, you can get a certain amount of, whatchamacallit, a certain amount of scrolls, there you are, which are a currency for your more advanced stuff. So there's Alexandra. Balthazar shouldn't be too far behind. So we can cross all this. And once again, if my explanations aren't as helpful for you guys, please, they do actually a very good job with their tutorials. It's just a tremendous amount of reading. So if you're all right with the reading, you should be in good shape. So I would say we are going to begin here, because we need always, always, always 2 staff and 2 students. So that's why it is important to have of greater rejuvenation. So that restores HP and Dragonfire. So Dragonfire are essentially grenades, which we'll probably want to use in these next few... Well, you essentially want to use them whenever you don't have a fully geared team going in. And I say geared just in terms of level, whatnot. But here they are. They're starting to explore this. So a lot of you guys with turn-based RPGs will be very familiar with this setup. Bolt, 22 damage, attacks any target, but or recharge, an ally regains 30 mana and 30 speed. Your HP and your mana are up here, and I think we are just going to use a Dragonfire Flask to yeet at this thing, 150 damage, and then we can cast Bolt on the Belcher, and we will probably let someone just take a little bit of damage just to kind of show what that does. And then that is a fully dedicated Bolt tier 2, so that's great. Perfect. So we get hit there. And boom. We've got victory, 4 Viscera, 50 Stone, 5 Smoke Burrow, and 2 Arcane Scrolls. A Messy Meddler has been loosed. So that means we might have a Messy Meddler kicking around. Then needs medical rest. If we go to Gertrude, we can see in pain, HP is not full, so that's minus 10 conviction, and will also enter your next combat without that missing HP. So, very, very important to kind of have things set up for people to heal, which you will be able to get by going here and researching critical care. As you can tell, our Arcane Scrolls, we do not have quite enough of them just yet, but we will be getting there. Either through combat or graduation, they're all very, very important and helpful currencies. I mean, not even just helpful, they are required for the higher level stuff. Messy Meddler wanders your halls. We're going to battle them with the same group. And the Messy Meddler, he's not the end of the world. He's mostly he just makes messes, which are irritating, but frankly, more than anything, it's a nice, easy combat. He's got 170 HP, and so we will bolt. We'll probably do Earth Armor, because that's temporary HP, and boom, against the armor. So it's always nice to have someone with Earth, especially to protect your squishier backline here. Bada bing, bada boom. And we can bolt again. Probably do another Earth Armor just to really keep that taunt going. And it also prevents further HP damage, which means that they will then not need any bed rest or anything like that. So especially for some of your earlier things, Earth is just real neat. And then boom, we have now 4 Arcane Scrolls. So we need some Adept Scrolls in order to hire a staff from a student. But we will then be able to potentially graduate someone. So graduating someone will yield kind of these resources as mentioned, but what we can do here is, so rustic furnishings, we can get some hardy foliage. Fully stocked is nice, but it doesn't lead to anything particularly helpful down the row. But creepy quilting could be really, really great, and delightful decomposition, also awesome. We will stay with critical care at the moment, but for the moment, all is looking pretty well. So we've gone over kind of just the basics of combat. the healing, because they will not heal unless they are doing medical rest and medical bed. But I think what we can probably... Did you just stop harvesting? How much harvest does it still need? 1. You just had to tap it one more time, my friend. All right, Luna. Boom. There you go. We do have 3 idle students. That's okay for the moment. Got a little bit of research going here. But I think what we will do is we will probably graduate Alexandra, just to kind of show you guys what that entails. So it would give us 7 adept scrolls, which means that we would then be able to hire Balthazar as our main person. The one thing you don't really want to do, at least in my mind, is graduate multiple people at once, because they all go onto here and it looks like they are really giving each other the business, shall we say. So Balthazar, all he needs is 1 more level of lightning. We probably won't get Serenity, but that's all right. Plenty of recreation. That is something we should probably look into, but we do have a critical care area here, which we can probably throw into here, which, you know, isn't going to look great for the moment, but it is what it is. And of course, as with tending and aid, we want everyone to do medical rest as a high priority. Perfect. There's some carve. Okay, so nothing too critical. Let's make sure Hall and Beast Care is up there. And then I would say we can now summon a new student with Nature Wand. Begin that ritual, because we will slowly but very surely start spiraling here, which is nice. Spiraling in a cool way, not in oh my god, there is no god type of situation. So who did we get here? Bada bing, bada boom. We got Danny. Danny with no other student present. That's kind of perfect. Charge a mana lantern 3 times and dance in a room with no other student or staff present. So all of that will be relatively easy to do, especially since we go to research. We can dance the night away. From what I can tell, that is one of our only early game ways of doing recreation for anyone, which is certainly a plus, because it's just a guaranteed this is how you do it. The Spectral Croa has destroyed our green wall torch again, but luckily we fixed it. The Croa aren't too much of a nuisance currently. They will become a huge pain later on. His conviction is super high. We love to see that. And then I think we can also schedule, at least think of scheduling, some recreation soon. What I normally like to do is first thing in the morning, they can have some recreation. That way they have that mood buff for the rest of the day. Medical rest, dude. Come on. Excellent, excellent. Are we... Okay, we do have enough gut berries soon. Good. People are just choosing not to eat it. And in order to check the consumptions, once again, much like RimWorld, you do have these tables here and whatnot. Or at least these menus. There it is. Okay. Full learning, excellent, is one of the definitely the easiest ones to pick up on. And here, gains conviction while learning or teaching. So that is great. We'll definitely be having Cedric for a while. Any ally going unconscious. And Serenity. Good. Because definitely the bonuses that I enjoy the most are any that say cannot become wet. That's hilarious. That's crazy. Essentially anything that adds +1 level to a certain cap. So +1 air skill cap. So that essentially means that they're able to get an extra level of air permanently. So that means that they become a lot more useful as not only students, but also staff later on. And here, if you want certain people, especially once you get way, way further on and you're building dedicated rooms to things, you will be able to then get a lot more, you know, specialization in terms of how people operate and what things you want to teach them. Much like kind of Spellcasters University, you're going to able to really start specializing in certain things. But the Enchantophone is going to be very, very nice. I believe we'll be able to schedule recreation for all students here. And that'll be it for the moment. So all of that's good. We have a lot of idle staff at the moment. So what can we use in order to upgrade the staff? We can go into more research. Probably rustic furnishings, because Quite Visionary and Classroom Essentials are all very, very good. Though I think currently Delightful Decomposition is going to be very important for us to get started, just because it really is an important kind of source of materials for just about everything. So Gertrude, no longer in pain, has the full HP, which is wonderful, and Balthazar is already up for another level. So I think what we might do is see if we can have fully relaxed, and what we can do there is actually ensure that everyone has just a full thing of recreation, specifically so Balthazar can get this bonus of a 2.5 conviction. What's really great about that is that it's really going to enable us to invest in them so we can have a wonderfully powerful, at least early game powerful staff member. Because we'll probably be keeping Balthazar around for a while since he's got the lightning wand. He's definitely going to be a big researcher of ours. And what else would he particularly be good at? Yeah, I mean, just a little too of everything means that we can kind of slap him around wherever we need some more help. And, you know, that's not a bad thing. We'll harvest all that as well. I know it looks a little doofy, but I do like the fact that we have this. Got a spiral staircase up to nowhere for the moment. No recreation scheduled. We should probably add a little bit of that for our staff. So our staff will go down here and just vibe out. This is currently the only recreation they have, but you know, god damn it, they're having a great time. And that's really nice. And of course, they only get up to relaxed up here. Or tranquil, rather. So I'm not too sure what our friend Balthazar needs. Is it just relaxed? Yeah, okay, so we will not need nearly that much recreation. Just 2 hours of recreation. And awesome, we've got Delightful Decomposition. So we'll be able to go to Garden. Midden Jelly. Midden Jelly are essentially, you'll see very quickly here, are these basically jellies that you have to ensure are happy and, you know, get all the affection that they need. So affection is what happens under here, under Beast Care. Which means that these little friends here, Wigglemuck is a Midden Jelly. And from here you can throw small carcasses in here and get sinew, viscera, or ectoplasm. All of which very, very important stuff that we'll be able to get later on. And what I like to do here is just do infinitely, just so we can have a ton of it rocking and roll. So Dion's, yeah, okay, good. Another midden jelly. We can add refining order, viscera, do infinitely. And then once we get our another one, so we've got Wiggle Muck, Jiggle Goo, and I don't think unfortunately you can rename these jellies, but they are pretty hilarious. Wonderful. And we will probably refine... Do we already have... I don't think we have sinew. Let's quickly check. Ectoplasm and viscera. Awesome. So you can see that they're very upset. They are crying, which is tragic. However, also means that we are going to get some students over there to help them. And so it's little things like this which makes the ghost really, really nice just to have around, just because we are able to kind of just get some of these more, you know, longer term things at the very least started before our kind of far more elite group show up and get stuff done. And you can already tell Gertrude, as a general rule, will already baseline be less good than Balthazar, just because we're going to have these 3 things, as well as 3 medallions, as well as just some more on the whole just powerful magic, which will be very, very nice for us. And then I would also say that here, add meal order. We do have some bitter gruel that we can do until 10, and then we can drop this down here to 5. Actually, instead of chopping, let's just destroy this. Great Day, and Cedric also completed Great Day. So Balthazar, my friend, I think it is time for you to join us. So Balthazar, Luna, and Gertrude. You'll see here that left out will be a big hit to their conviction, but c'est la vie. It is what it is, mon ami. And we'll just have to hope the gods are nice, because their appearance is randomized after they are hired. So let's see what happens to poor Balthazar here. Okay! Eye patch, dress. God bless Balthazar. All right, so let's open this research. And I would say, yeah, rustic furnishings will be what we do here. And we can go into priority, hop on through here. Medical rest will make high. Research will also be very high, as well as charge. So charge will be important once we get a mana crystal, but we don't have to discuss that until we get there. So yeah, Balthazar is essentially just going to be one of our absolute research monsters. So Cedric needs a duelist. Charge Mana Lantern, Learning Stone. So yeah, so Danny will be able to get, once we have everyone else a little bit set up. Excellent, and you can now just see the research just kind of skyrocketing thanks to Balthazar. Because Balthazar, yeah, increasing things by 3 to 4 every cast, which is wunderbar. And here they are, placating our dear beast buddies. Let's also make sure we wipe out enough of these dire rats. And let's do a superior, repel the fog. Let's get Balthazar in here and begin the ritual. Bada bing, bada boom. And is there anyone that we don't necessarily need anymore? Anyone that we can retire? Earthwand 1. I think Kalinae, we are also going to retire you after you finish your final class. I hope you know it's your final class. If you don't, it'll become very apparent very quickly. And then that will allow us to kind of head on in and keep recruiting students. We could probably recruit Cedric relatively quickly. Because Cedric, what's the last thing? Are you the combat? Yeah. So, I think we can begin. We will get Cedric in here, as well as Danny. We can get Balthazar. We'll probably want to keep Gertrude because they're a little quicker. We'll grab a Dragonfire Flask just in case, just because we need to make sure that no one falls unconscious for this combat. Furry Mite, that's a new one. I have not actually seen a Furry Mite yet. I know these guys suck, so we are gonna hit a Dragonfire Flask on a Lantern Keeper. Then we will Bolt. Then we will Fireball. 50% critical chance. Hopefully it is a crit. It is not, unfortunately. And then we can Smash. Easy money. We love to see that. 20 Ice Petals, 50 Wood, 1 Potion of Recharging, and 2 Arcane Scrolls. So, boom. Now Cedric is ready to go, but I think we will actually retire. Ooh, no. Kalinae. Cedric, you need to watch this as well. Bittersweet Feelings will be a bit of a debuff. It's neither a buff nor necessarily a debuff. Let's actually also get Gertrude in here. Because, you know, they started together, they will end together. And so here goes a retire, and then we will recruit Cedric. And that will most likely be the end of this episode. Okay, everyone's getting... I thought that was going to be harvested, but it wasn't. Oh well. 11 Adept Scrolls. Perfect, and now we can hire Cedric. Balthazar, you should be joining us. Because you know what? What the hell? You started your journey with us here. And it is time for you to see your friend. I hope you're a friend. If you guys were rivals, I'm sorry. This is going to be weird for everyone. But bada bing, bada boom. Ooh, Cedric, less kind on the randomization, but you know, you got a pretty dapper looking coat there. And then do we have a wand available? We do not. I think we probably want to get maybe a water wand or a dark wand. So let's get a water wand. Yeah. And then that will be the next student that we do, while there's currently the underground dance party happening. Oh, actually, yeah. Because we want to wait until Danny gets this solo learner. And then he'll dance in a room with no other student or staff present. And then we'll get those 2 medallions, and then we can summon the next student. So it's really just about, especially when it comes to bringing new students in or whatnot, when is the right time, how is it the right time, and what is the most strategic way you can set all this stuff up. So here we'll have these 2 rectangular windows. Oh god, they are not quite right, but that's all right. It'll look good in the long run, but oh god, it's gonna bother me to no end. Oh, and these are off kilter. Okay, we'll have to deal with that later, but not now. Once again, more light, less of those damn void caps, so it's always a positive. It's currently going to be a lot of hauling and building, but that is completely fine. To have someone with air next might be nice, to have a real dedicated hauler and builder, but for the moment we'll be just fine. $99. That's crazy. That's really, really nice, actually. But that's a plus 20 because of the new student, and that's all right. 8 outside of dining area. Right, because this isn't a dedicated dining area just yet. But it will be soon. Because ideally, I'd love to kind of switch this over to here. That way we can immediately bring stuff in from the garden, cook, drop it off in the chests, and then we'll be able to eat over here. But yeah, I mean, this is fundamentally the gameplay loop, and it's one of the things I really, really like about it. I mean, you can easily see how quickly you kind of get sucked into hours and hours of this. And once again, it was just kind of crazy to me that I just looked up at the clock and boom, 5 hours had gone by. And it really felt like coming out of a stupor, but in the best possible way. So now with this new research, we do have these plain beds, so we can start building kind of nicer areas here instead of just cots. But we've got a lot of building currently happening, so we're just gonna, you know, slowly but surely let it happen. Just eating straight up a whole carcass. Which we might want to avoid because I would prefer having some more of this sinew and all that rocking and rolling, and we do have a lot of wolfkin, so potentially avoiding that could be a big positive for us. Dancing on my own, fantastic. And what advantage did that give you, my friend? Boosted HP. So he's gonna have a crazy, I mean, 225 HP is nuts. Especially considering there's still just a student. Rain falls, but we're really on top of kind of the hauling currently. And it does just make things look way nicer all of a sudden. I do love how my most lit up area is actually where everyone's sleeping, but you know, onwards and upwards. And bada bing. You should be done relatively soon in terms of your 15. It's gonna take a little while, probably no longer than another day, and then having you charge a mana crystal is fairly easy for us. But yeah, I mean, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Sergeant Neutral Plays Mind Over Magic. If you did enjoy this, please, or found it helpful or informative, please let me know in the comment section down below. If you didn't, hit that dislike button and tell me what I can do better. I mean, that was pretty much it. I wanted to say a huge, huge thank you to my patrons who help support me and help slowly make my dream of full-time YouTubing a reality. Couldn't do this without you guys, and this is Sergeant Neutral, signing out.